You don't always find it right away. And not to despair.
Sure.
There's so many different avenues that you can have in terms of exploring a name, so
Yeah.
many things to draw upon. Just make a list, and as you're writing the book, and as you're reading through the book, you'll be able to really focus on what is the best name, and that'll become more evident.
And what do you think, I'm intrigued to hear what you think makes good dialogue versus not so good dialogue to read. What do you find when you're both reading and writing?
I think when everybody has their heart out on their sleeve, that can be quite difficult to sort of be convinced by, because the truth is we never say what we're really thinking. We're always sort of having those layers inside ourselves of, we're saying something, how is this person going to react to this? What do we want from this person? What are we accidentally revealing about ourselves? And I think similarly when characters have, don't disagree on anything either, when they're just like, yes, brilliant, thank you, I'm like, do you really mean that though? Yeah. Doesn't everybody have a little bit of a fight? And I think, having that tension when you come into conflict, how do you resolve that conflict?
But actually having micro conflicts stitched through the pages of your story can really hold the reader.
Yeah, the idea behind sort of a suspense novel or a thriller is that you're leading the reader to all these tiny little moments of conflict that are actually, and some can be very major moments of conflict, and you sort of lead them right to the edge of the cliff and don't push them off,
Okay, I've got a great idea, but I'm going to hold it back for the second half or even the climax of this novel. I'm going to hold it back and actually use it early and then figure out, because that's a brilliant idea.
And then have somewhere else to go.
And then have somewhere else to go.
Talk to teenagers. Talk to teenagers. So whether it's teenagers in your life, friends, kids, cousins, or it's engaging with the content that they are also engaging with. So TikTok or TV shows or movies, and just making sure that you're understanding the modern teen experience.
What I hear is we're giving everyone permission to just go on TikTok.
Yeah, I think so.
We've been talking about using, like a scary old house or island that's cut off from the mainland. But what if it's a very normal setting, a very benign setting, a domestic situation or a cozy day, sunny day?
Yeah.
How can we bring suspense and tension from a setting like that seems so ordinary?
Right. I feel like it can kind of lull the reader into a false sense of security. Like I did that in my first book, The Bone Shard Daughter, where I have an island sinking on a sunny day, and it seems like everything is going along as normal, but of course there are a couple hints that it's not going to be a normal day. And the character is thinking to himself, like, I didn't think the world was going to end on this beautiful sunny day.
I think it's very difficult to identify with something when it isn't at that emotional, human, individual level. We want our readers to walk in our main character's shoes and empathise. And I actually think it's very difficult to do that when it's very large external sort of stakes.